Hey, baseball fans, this is Chris Singleton, and welcome to MLB The Show.
Runner at third, nobody out. Here's Nico Horner. And that is out of play. The 0-1. To the right side. On to first. That's out number one. And a run comes in to score. Carlos Pena digs in now. He's 0 for 1. This one in the air, center field. Meadows on the move. He's got it. Runner tagging from third. Play at the plate. Not in time. He's safe. And here is Carlos Pena. He's 0 for 1. Swung on, belted. That one carrying. Adios, pelota. So bases all loaded up. Carlos Pena will hit next. And that one fouled off.
The opportunity for a huge inning exists right here. Bases loaded, nobody out. But as a hitter, can't be over anxious.
Hit on the ground might be two. There's one. And a run scores on the double play. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler getting ready to hit. Check swing, but he went too far. Strike one. And a swing and a miss.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
And that's ruled a swing. Jorge Soler up at the plate. His first at bat was a strikeout. And a big swing and a miss.
Part of the order coming through now, and with one home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Up the middle, base hit, and a man aboard. Back here in Atlanta, so up now for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. Holmes back to work. Swing and a miss. There's the slider, and it's 0-1. High fly ball, right field. Soler has a beat on it. Reaching for it. First and second, 2 outs. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. 1 for 3. The Royals trying to break this one open, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Swings through that. The 1-1 is fouled off. swing and a pop-up. Albies under this one. And that'll do it. All set to start the ninth in this one. So up now for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Just missed. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Late swing, fouled off.
This is a hitter who takes his game to another level, playing at night.
Maybe a 2-ball, 5. Tags the runner for 1. On to Olsen. That's 2. So 2 down. Jorge Soler digs in now. He's 0 for 1. This one in the air. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate.
Ball, that's out.
Late with the swing there. Up the middle. The flip. There's one. To first. Double play. On to the fourth. And to the plate for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. Line to second. Snagged on the bounce. Throw on to Olsen. Soler in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. Swing and a miss, strike one. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Runner around third. Fires it to the plate, and he's in there as a run scores on the play, and that ties the game.
Not much to this one.
So 2 down. Now at the plate, Jorge Soler. Ripped on a line to center. And that is that. So up now for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. Swings through that one. 0-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to track the ball. Block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Man at second, and that's a little bit high, and the count's even at 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Got him swinging for the. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. That one lifted to left. Yastrzemski gets there. He's under it. Brings it in. 1 away. 1 down. And next up for the Royals, Jorge Soler. Fly to left his first time. Swing and a miss. And he got him to chase. On the ground to the left.
Foul.
And that's just foul. Battling here as he fouls it away. This one in the air, right field. Takes it in for the out. One down. And to the plate for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. The bit behind with that swing. It's strike one.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Up and in, and it's 2-1. Right through there for a strike. That's to third. Fires over to first. And there's 2 away. So up. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. And that is out of play. This one in the air, center field. Harris gets under it. Takes it in for the out. All loaded up. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. Fly to center his first time. Now he can't squeeze it behind the plate. No movement on the base. It's ball one.
Hey, it's still early in this ball game, but you know, this at bat right here could be a big factor in the outcome. You think about it. There's a chance to really blow this thing open right here. As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball. In a 2-0 count, you have to be ready to do damage.
Drilled in the air out towards right center. Harris should have this one. And that's the third out. New inning getting started. So up now for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. He swings and fouls one off.
Well, these Royals really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. You just can't average 2 runs per inning without a complete team effort from the lineup. Everyone's been doing their job, setting up the next guy, and taking care of their own business at the plate.
In the air, right field. Soler on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. So 2 on with 2 away. Now a chance for Jorge Soler. 3 flyouts already. He's 0 for 3. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. Strike 2.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Next offering misses. Ball 1. This one in the air, center field. Harris settles underneath it, and that is that. We're at the top of the 8th. So up now for Kansas City, Jorge Soler. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Nope. Swings through that one for strike 1.
For whatever reasons, this is a hitter that performs better in night games. We'll see what he brings in this one.
That's outside. And a count 2-1.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
And that drops in for a strike. Swing. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler will hit next. He was late there, strike one. In the air, right field, Soler under it. And there's one down. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Way out front for strike two.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to.
In there. Jorge Soler up at the plate. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. In the air to left center. Yastrzemski. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler now at the plate. And the first pitch of the game is in for a strike.
Nope, ball one.
Right through there for a strike. Now it bounces away. Can't squeeze it. Probably ruled a pass ball as the runner moves up to third. 2-2 on the way. That one is absolutely belted. That's got a chance. Can't get there. One run will score. Here comes the runner. The relay to the plate. It's offline, and he scores. So 2 down. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. He drove in 2 with a single his first time up. And that's downstairs and outside.
This hitter loves attacking the first pitch, so not giving him something to hit is a good move.
Late on that fastball. Swings and misses. And the count 1-2. In the air, right field. And that is that. Jorge Soler up at the plate.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
1-1 now. Swing and a miss at a slider. Outside low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a ground ball. Touches the bag for 1. Double play. What a. First and second, 2 outs. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. That one fouled off.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. You always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
That one outside. Ball one. Fly ball to right. Soler settles under it. And that is that. First and second. No outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Fought off foul. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late.
Got him, swing. Jorge Soler up at the plate. And he hits a ground ball right side, and it's just foul. That was close. 0-1. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Pitch misses. 1-2 to count. And he couldn't. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Swing and a miss as he was late. Swings through that one for strike two. Set. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Fouled off down the right side. The 0-1. Garcia at second. Collins at first with no outs. Swing and a miss and a slider. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Out towards right center field. He's got it. Runner tags at second. The relay throw. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Late with the swing there. On the ground to third. 1 at second and 2. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. The bit behind with that swing. It's strike one. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Swings through that one for strike one. High fly ball lifted in the air. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Swinging a foul out of play. Late on that fastball.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late swing.
Kim beats to second, out there. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Ground ball right side, could be two. Flips for one. Audibles. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. And the first pitch of the game is in for a strike. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Runner around third. Here comes the throw. He'll score on the board first. It's one. And next up for the Royals, Jorge Soler.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
That one hammered, but pulled foul. The 0-1. Out to short. Kim. There's one.
He's out.
Not in time at first. So up next, Jorge Soler.
No, inside.
That one at the knees for a strike. In the air to left center. And that is that. So two outs with runners on the corners. Jorge Soler getting ready to hit. There's a swing and a miss. Swings through that one.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third. On the ground to short. Tosses to first, and that will end the inning. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. Swing and a miss. Foul ball. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Man at first, one away. That's way outside, and that is ball one. Got him swinging. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Nice stop. Here's your one. Cut on and missed 96 of that fastball.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
The 1-2. On a line out towards center. Into the dive, and he got it. Runner tags at second. He's in there. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. He's 0 for 1.
Oh, one.
And a swing and a miss.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Swing. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. On the ground, just foul down the right field line. Wow. That misses the zone. Now 2-2.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
In the air, right field. Brings it in. Runner tags, and will move up to third. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. This one in the air, center field. Harris under it. He's got it. Runner tags at second. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. Swings through that. Yeah, big swing and a miss. Fastball is outside. Next offering is outside. Close ball called a ball. And the count's full. And that's a... First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Upstairs. Late on that fastball. Garcia, the lead runner, out at second. Collins on at first with nobody out. Swing and a miss. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now one miss.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
In the air, right field. Brings it in. Runner tags it second. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Hit softly on the ground to third. Fires to second for one. Jorge Soler up at the plate.
Right fielder, number 12, Jorge Soler.
Swing and a miss. 0-1. Comes up empty. That's strike two. Foul ball, still 0-2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
In there. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Fouled off. He was late. Swings through that one out in front that time. That misses the zone, and it's 2-2.
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
He fouls it off. Will do it again.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
3-2. Swing. First and second, no outs. Jorge Soler up at the plate.
Ball, that's out.
Garcia on second. Collins at first with no outs. Next pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-2. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Swings and misses. And that's strike one. A little out front there as he swings through it. Swing and a miss. First and second, one out. Jorge Soler steps in for the Royals. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Right through there for a strike. Top of the zone for a called strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Two on, one out. And that's outside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
In there, sets him down on strikes. Jorge Soler digs in now. There's 0 for 2 and a pair of strikeouts.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get two. Get out of this.
2 on, 1 out. And that drops in for a strike. Out towards right center field. Soler coming on. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. So digging in, Jorge Soler. 0 for 3 in this one.
Jorge Soler.
Well, in this situation with runners on, you've got to get ahead in the count so that you can dictate the rest of the at-bat. Nice job right there.
2 on, 1 out. Swing and a miss as he chases